For those wanting these large SUVs, we're showcasing the 2026 Chevrolet Tahoe High Country in sterling silver metallic over mocha interior. This is the segment to go to because when you're considering you're getting a Cadillac engine underneath the hood, plus you can option the Duramax diesel engine. You're getting magnetic ride control. If you option the High Country Deluxe package, you get the air suspension. I mean, the only thing different is I'm losing a warranty, 6 colors on the exterior, only 2 colors in the interior. I'm Anthony from Supercar Throttle, and I'm gonna tell you why you would wanna go this route. It's not because you get the LED headlights daytime runnings. That's gonna be on the High Country. Plus, you're going to be getting this animated light feature, which when you unlock the door, it just comes into play. It's not just 8 inches of clearance and front parking sensors with a 360-degree reverse camera. It's the fact that you're saving nearly $10,000 to $15,000 opposed to going into the Escalade, and you're getting the same 6.2-liter V8 producing 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now you have a rear-wheel drive configuration, that's what we're showcasing, so that's going to achieve 15 mpgs for the city, 20 mpgs for the highway. This is basically a yacht on wheels. Don't expect it to be a hybrid. The front is going to boast the styling of the Silverado, so that's going to be the twist when you come into the Chevy brand. Whereas when you go to the GMC, it's going to boast the Sierra. And when you go into Cadillac, well, you know what's going to happen. It's going to have more lights for the whole front. It's going to have a more enlarged grille. But do you really like all of that black aesthetics, considering it chips? And whenever you're cleaning it, I hate to say it, it's hard to clean because you get water spots. You can see it here because I personally cleaned this vehicle. The fenders, they don't really flare out, but I like that they don't put this matte black on the sides. And the reason why is because my wife Rizzy had an accident recently. She's okay, so there's no concern there. The car, it didn't really have too much damage, but we have those fender flares on the Infiniti QX60. So my point that I'm getting at is that extra piece that they add, plus this side reflector, plus this little piece down here, all of that cost around $600–700, and we didn't even have a divot in the front bumper. So literally had to buy all these pieces because you can't sand them. So I like that Chevy doesn't do that. They don't do it in the GMC, and they don't do it in the Cadillac. 22-inch wheels, you can get up to a 24-inch wheel. So you literally have the same wheel size as the Escalade. And when you're ticking the box to that deluxe package, you get the power running boards too. It also adds the heated side view mirrors. It also adds the pano moonroof, smart trailer integration, hitch view, blind zone steering assist with trailer, enhanced cooler radiator, and a trailer brake control. Now this doesn't have the super cruise control, but if you tick the box to that, this is gonna be over 90 grand. And at that point, I may consider the GMC only because I like the front of the cockpit better there because of the way the screen configuration is. The Cadillac, it's the same here, except you're not getting the soft closed doors. You can only get that in Cadillac. You can't get the auto open and close doors on the side. You can only get that in Cadillac. I mean, come on, man. You know what you're doing. You're competing against yourself. You're literally saying, you know what, I want to try to get every single person in that segment to get a large SUV. I don't care if it's a Chevy, a GMC, or a Cadillac. But do we really need 3 more SUVs this long? Plus, we have 3 more SUVs for the larger variant of these. The Tahoe keeps it clean in the back because the rear windshield wiper, it's tucked underneath the roof spoiler, LED tail lights, reverse parking sensors, quad exhaust tips with a digital rear view mirror and a 360-degree reverse camera right here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe, click the like. All of this clicks help with the algorithm so we can bring more vehicles to the channel. And before I let you go, we're going to the interior. Look at this. This is the smartest thing you can do. I used to have it in my Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I like this because I don't have to wait that 10 to 15 seconds for this power. With 420 horsepower, I mean, you have a lot of motivation underneath here. You have cylinder management, which deactivates cylinders to get better fuel economy. But at 15 to 20 mpgs, come on, how much more mpgs are you really going to get out of that engine? I don't think we're going to be doing voodoo or black magic underneath the hood, and it's going to give me 30 mpgs. This is not a hybrid. If you really want more, you get the Duramax diesel. Now, with this vehicle, the comfort, it's going to be great. Very similar to a Cadillac because it's literally the same exact guts. because we've paid for upgrades that's given us the air suspension. It's still a yellow light. I didn't run a red light. Just want to throw that out there. You also have the magnetic ride control, which reads the road 1,000 times per second. The con that comes into play, though, opposed to, I guess I would say, comparing it against Cadillac, they go that step further because you have a lot more power seat adjustments. You have massage seats. I'm okay with having less screen configuration. I don't need screens everywhere, but soft closed doors I do need at around $90,000. I should have at least 16 power seat adjustment. I should have massage seats. Heads up display is great. 10 speakers through Bose, come on. At least give me like 17 to 20 speakers, because on a smaller third row SUV, that's what they're giving you. So are we trying to save money? Because we're not even getting leather in the third row. They're taking the embossing off of the high country headrest in the second row. And there isn't anything at all for the third row except for 2 charging ports and some cup holders and a lot of plastic otherwise. Now that I've gone through all the negatives, the positive to it is it's a quiet vehicle. You don't really hear the engine. I like that you can option 2 different power options. Can't do that on the Escalade. Going against competition, they give you a little bit more value because you not only can option 2 engines, but usually you start getting more performance. And when you're going Chevy, GMC, or Cadillac, they don't really offer performance unless you're going into a V, and when you go to that route, you're at 180 grand. That's a lot of money. Now this infotainment screen, you got Google Maps, Google Play, Google Assist, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM. Bluetooth capability, obviously everything for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is wireless. Plus you have your driver mode select, which when you change that, it will change the ride comfort to the vehicle. I typically leave it in normal. It doesn't really change anything from the actual steering. It just alters the suspension a little bit. Turn radius is at 3 lanes. Let's rock and roll. It's a good vehicle. It's not the best vehicle, and it's not practical. If I wanted some more practicality, I would option the Duramax diesel. Not trying to sound like a broken record, but at least you're getting better MPGs going that route. It has enough technology. It's not over the top. You don't have screen integration everywhere. Maneuverability is fine. The steering is pretty light for the most part. You do have a little bit of weight, and when you're doing any type of turns, that is definitely a con. It's a long vehicle. They should have like a rear axle steering so it would make it a little bit more precise instead of going 3 to 3 in a par lane. And even for parking, if you're doing like a backup park, it can be a little bit of a headache in some categories. The headroom, legroom, seat comfort, ride comfort, storage capabilities, towing capabilities, it really ticks the box to that everyday use if you're looking for a larger SUV. But at 90 grand, it can be something that is pushing you into the Germans, which can be better in the performance line. And when you start going into like Mercedes and Audi, the seat comfort is really plush. At near 90,000, why isn't it like that with Chevy? The second row is good. It's not over the top, it gives enough, and you can option things like 2 12.6-inch screens for the back to shut the kids up. So overall, everybody will be happy with the drive. It has enough performance. You're getting around 7-8 seconds 0 to 60, and you're not expecting it to get hybrid numbers for your MPGs, but let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here.